Think you're up. If you guys look guilty, then I kind of know. All right. So either A is small or both C and D are large. So before we do anything, we have to first identify the main connective. Before identifying the main connective, step one, let's try to figure out the connective words. So one, what are my connective words? Or goes with what? What does it start off with? The sentence starts off with? Either. Either and or, they're a pair. They just go together. They're the same, right? So either or is one. What's another connective, Aaron?
And R.
And well, R is the predicate.
Oh,
Like is large or are, they are large, right? So and, so you only have two connectives here. Either, which is or, and. Stephanie, which one do you think the main connective is? What does this sentence start off with?
Sorry, I was just scrolling down on my
Okay, sure.
Which one are we?
Number one.
Okay, what's the connective?
Yeah, what does it start off with?
It starts off with
What does the sentence start off with?
either.
Either. Either indicates you're given options from the beginning. That's the structure of the thought, right? So what you first do is you lay down the or. Everyone look up here. You chunk the sides, meaning you put parentheses around it. That's the structure. Like a skeleton you're starting off with. If you do drawing, you have a sort of framework, right? A skeleton you put down, and then you fill in the details. And then now, put it inside of English, carry the first part. So either what?
Either A is small
So A is small is one part, or, at the other side,
or both C and D are
well,
large.
C and D are large. And that's the first step in the breakdown. Again, I'm doing this for you guys. You can write this down, but this will not, you're going to have to do erasure
Do you
for the answers.
want us to type it like that?
No, I'm doing it for you. This is just the process of thinking it through. This is not the finished product. We can't actually do this.
Yeah.
He's gonna break it
Yeah.
down.
And then, Kiliona, you want to give it a shot? Or are you going to pass? Okay, so you do each of the sides, right? So here, A is small. Is there a main connective there?
Small A.
Yes, there's no main connective, so it's just small a, right? So it's already atomic. So I put in small a. I don't need the parentheses around it. You can leave it there, but you don't need it because it's not complex. So I'm going to take it off just for the sake of appearances to make it look cleaner. And then on the other side, I've got both C and D are large. What's my main connective there, Belinda? Or and, right? So and is the main connective, and now chunk each of the sides. I can't put them in parentheses. I'm not going to because it looks ugly. Maria, what's on the left side? C.
C and then on the right.
No, not just good. C is strictly speaking correct, but it's got to always be a complete thought. So C is what? C is not a thought. C is
large.
large. There you go. And then on the other side?
Is D is large. D
No,
is large.
D is large. There you go. And then now, you just break this down further, Rachel, to C is large becomes?
Large C.
Yep, large C. And then D is large becomes?
Large D.
Large D, and that's the completed product. You have to erase your scratch work, otherwise the grade grinder will see this and say it's wrong. But that's how you get there.
Ah.
Can I erase it? You good?
No.
Oh, you want it?
That
Okay.
makes sense.
I'm going to repeat that process again, so I'm going to do the scratch work and then erase it. If you want to take pictures, go ahead. But you see how I'm applying that algorithm? I'm saying, what's the main connective? Chunk the sides. And then for each of the sides I chunk, I'll repeat it. What's the main connective? Chunk the sides until I can't break it down anymore.
But we have to keep the parentheses.
That's important because that indicates the main connective. If you take away the parentheses, then the or no longer becomes the main connective.
Oh, I see.
Think of it, you're laying your tracks down, keep that work there.
Okay.
Or I can leave it up here and just tell you to delete that. Yeah? Delete this top part here when you're done.
Because you have a bracket parentheses at the end, don't you need one at the other end?
No, this one matches with that.
Which one? Oh, never mind. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
This one doesn't, these never
Yeah, I
matter.
see.
They don't matter, they always go with that.
Yeah,
You can
but
ignore.
A is small is by itself, right?
Yeah, I could put parentheses there and there.
Yeah.
I dropped it because you don't need it.
Right.
Yeah. But since this is complex, you need it. Alright, 2, D and E are both in back of B, Joe. So what are my connective words? And, in fact, I only got one, right? So I got and there, and then now I chunk each of the sides, I put parentheses there, and then Ben, fill it in English. What's on the left side of that first and?
D.
D. D is your subject, right?
Yes.
But you can never have just the subject. You gotta give me the complete thought. So D is what?
D is in back of B.
There you go, back with B. And then on the other side, Cody,
E is in back of B.
E is in back of B, right? And then now, Joshua, finish that up. D is in back of B. Any main connected there?
No.
Nope, so just,
Back of B. E.
and
Back of E. E.
EB. And I dropped the parentheses because I don't need it in this case. But you could leave it there for safety, that's fine. I just dropped it for the sake of it looking cleaner, more elegant. You guys think math is boring and whatnot. Again, this comes from math requirements. I'm obliged to tell you a bit more about that. Math is actually at its highest levels all about aesthetics. What's aesthetics?
Awesome.
Pretty. Pretty, beauty. Yeah. You think good looking? Actually, it goes beyond that. You guys ever seen those specials on like Discovery Channel about the science of beauty
Yeah.
and how there's ideal forms underlying that? This goes back to the ancient Greeks. We'll talk about that later. Ideal forms underlying all beautiful things that makes the beautiful beautiful. You see pretty faces, and they talked about how there's a certain way in which it's proportion that makes it beautiful. Huh? Golden ratio, which for the Greeks was huge. And it turns out that all that stuff latches into the stuff we talked about with fractals. So when I say elegance and whatnot, that's what true mathematics is really about. They like talking about concepts in terms of its beauty. 3, moving on. D and E are both in back of B and larger than it. The complexity of these things increases, but the principles remain the same. So if you see the underlying principles, it's relatively straightforward, simple. So Domingo, first one. First part of 3, both, D and E are both in back of B and larger than it. What are my connected words? And. I got one and also. How many ands I got? 2, so there's 2 ands. What do you think the main connective is? The first and or the second and? Okay, that's a good guess. What are your subjects? D and E. That's how you know the first and is actually the main connective, because it's joining together thoughts about each of those subjects. Here's the thought about D, and here's the thought about E. Yeah, so that first and is the main connective. Is anyone thinking about going to law school? Maybe? No one? Okay, so I won't mention this other stuff. So now let's break it down some more. Everyone!
I have a, I'm sorry, go ahead, you first.
Oh, I'll say I'm kind of interested in.
You are? Okay. So this kind of stuff later on when you take what's called the LSAT, you're going to, there's a part of it called the analytics section. It's the one that's weighed most heavily.
Yeah, I took the practice for that.
Yeah, it's also the ones that law schools look at and they hold the highest. It's nothing more than
All
really
the
applied logic. But to do that, you're going to have to get inside the sentences and see the structure, and then you can sort of speed up the inferential process. So these are all kind of tricks you learn that later on will help you take the test. But later on when you get into law school, it also helps in structuring how the thoughts work. Yeah,
What does it in this sentence refer to?
that's what we're going to get to. Good. So the first part, everyone has that around. Let's do this all together. So what's the first part? D. Give me the full thought about D. D.
D and E?
No.
D
D is separate. He's on the right. So D is
in back of B.
in back of B, but not enough. That's not that's half the thought.
And larger.
And what is larger than A? And what is larger?
And D is
D
larger.
is larger
than B.
than B. That's how you figure out what the it refers to. And then on the other side, what does it say, everyone?
E is in back of.
So the same thing, right? E is in back of B and larger than it, B.
B.
So I'll just put dot, dot, dot there. Okay? So now everyone, right here, D is in back of B and larger than, and D is larger than B. What's the main? That's not right, by the way.
And.
No. And is the main connective.
Yeah.
So right there, I just put and then D is in back of B. Does that require any further breakdown?
No.
No, so Jess?
Back
Back of
DB.
DB. And on the other side, D is larger than B.
Larger DB.
Larger DB. And then on this side, oh, what happened? Glitch in the program.
RBUBO behaving?
What?
RBUBO behaving?
Are you speaking logic keys?
No, I'm actually speaking emotional.
Oh. Oh, is that what I had up there?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you're right.
So you're right.
What do we got up here? I erased it, but that's all right. You guys do it. E is
Back of D,
E is in back of B, and
larger.
E is larger than
E,
B. You guys start getting this. Is this start making sense? Question or is that getting it?
Oh no,
Yeah,
you
question.
said if we're getting it, so I raised my hand.
Because he erased it too. So
Alright.
So if you switched up the symbols,
how? What do you mean? You mean the pieces?
yeah, if you switched them up, would it still mark it as correct?
In this case, yes, because it's a string of ands. It doesn't matter how you do it. But later on, if you got other stuff with mixed
Yeah,
connectives,
if it was or something.
yeah, then it screws it up.
But I was saying like you could have put back of D.
People are
Like,
inclined to
you
do
could
that, put it
both
together, right?
Back ofs in one.
In one, and the largest in other.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't try not to do that. Try to mirror the exact sentence as close as you can. Because later on, when you put them together and it's mixed, it turns out it's wrong, but explain why it's different. I can do that. We can talk about that separately. So anyone interested in that, we can do that. All right, we got two more, and then we're out of here. We're just going to make it, it looks like. 4. Everyone, both D and C are cubes. However, neither of them is small. Okay, what do you think the main connective is? You guys.
However,
Neither.
Neither is one,
and,
and is another. There's a third.
both,
However.
however.
Yeah, however is actually the main connective. Here's what you want to write in your notes somewhere. You guys ready?
Yep.
Whatever comes after the comma is the main connective. Pretty much always. So whatever comes after the comma is the main connective.
whatever comes after the comma.
Comma is the main connective. Because usually that's indicating a break in thought, and they're going to join it with another thought. So, however, the question is, how does however get rendered? Is it or and? So let's try it. If I say I'm going to the game, however, I'm not having beer.
Or,
I said, does that mean I'm going to the game or not having beer?
no,
So however is and. And now I chunk the sides. What's on my left side, everyone? In English. Both D and C are cubes. What's the main connective there?
And,
And now fill it in.
cube,
Cube,
D,
D, and
cube, C.
cube C. Both D and C are cubes. And then on the other side, however,
Not,
neither of them is small, right?
And.
That's neither nor. Give me the neither nor form.
neither nor sign,
No. There's only the neither nor sign is.
your sign.
No, there's no sign.
That sign where you're.
That sign is not.
not
Small,
Parentheses.
Form. There you go.
parentheses, small.
Ah.
What are we at?
Inside.
I'm confusing.
No, what goes in neither?
Or.
Why?
Nor.
Because it's not. Don't make me do this again. Not, neither, or nor, neither nor, not or. No. Okay, moving on. All right. So what's it going to be? What's inside? No, neither of them is.
Small.
So just small d
D and
or small c. When you get the neither nor form down, you can just fill it in, plop it in. It saves you tremendous grief, which you're going to see in 5 right now. One more and we're out of here. Everyone, what's the main connective for 5? This one's tricky. It's actually not a main connective. It's a form. The form is neither nor. So the sentence is neither E nor A. It's to the right of C and to the left of B. So put down the neither nor form, everyone. Neither is
Negative sign.
not, and then you need
Parentheses.
parentheses, and what goes inside?
Nor.
Nor is or. There it is, half the battle. And now, what goes on the left side of the nor? If you look in the book, everyone point your finger at the nor.
E.
Yeah, E, but good. But E is not a thought, right? What's the thought about E? E's the subject. E is
Neither.
to the right of, no, you've taken care of the neither and the nor. So E is to the right of C and to the left of B. That whole thing right there is the thought about E. So I'm going to put, you see, everyone look up here. I put brackets, I type it in from the keyboard. Brackets are exactly the same as parentheses. They just help you to visually see better what matches what, yeah? So on the left side I'll just say stuff about, and then on the other side, brackets, I have stuff about
A.
A, there you go. And that's basically it, I just gotta fill it in now. So what's the stuff about E? So let's look at it again. E is,
To the right.
right of C, keep going,
And left of
and left of B, what's the main connector there?
And.
And then now fill it in.
Right
Right of,
C.
E is to the right of
Oh, C.
C, and
To the left.
left of. E is to the left of,
B.
no,
Oh,
oh yeah, you're right, E is to the left of
Either it could be
B. Joshua, this is a case where you can't just stick the right ofs together and left ofs together, that end up being wrong. If you want me to explain, I can do that next time, it's tricky. And then on the other side, I got stuff about A. What's the sentence? A is to the right of C,
A is.
and,
And.
To the left of B.
so what's the main connector there? And now fill it in.
Right of
Now you're talking about A, so A is right of,
C,
and,
left
left
of
of B.
what's right, left of what?
A. B.
B. There you go, folks. I encourage you guys to try the rest, but you're only responsible for 1 through 5.